We're recording. Okay, Mark Blower, welcome to our call. Welcome to your call, a review
Thank
call.
you.
How are you, Mark, buddy?
I'm very well, thank you very much. And how are you today, Keith?
I'm really, really good. Um, Firstly, thank you, for fitting me in because I know you're really busy now, and you'll probably explain why you're really busy in a really good way, which is really nice. Mark, I'd love for the purpose of our call to have a bit of a review now that you are at the point where you've done the 8 week program with me, and we'll go all the way back to the start of to why you kind of chose to ultimately you wanted to make changes in your life, and we'll bring it through, and then we'll bring it up to speed to where we are now. So, Mark, over to you. Tell us, where were you at? What were you doing for your job? And why did you want to start making changes?
So I was working in recruitment and healthcare, and basically my life was basically going downhill. I was on a downward spiral from a lot of stuff, from mental health, drug abuse, and drink abuse at the same time.
Hmm.
And I couldn't really see no way out. And it was coming to a point where I was making up lies to get myself out of holes and get myself out of problems. And in fact, I started believing my own lies really. And one day it was enough really. And I was, funny enough, I was on LinkedIn,
Yeah,
and I was just talking to someone about I want to change my life,
yeah.
and scrolling through, and the heavens answered my prayers,
Pop the Irishman.
and there you was, Keith, and I I sent you a message, not knowing, like, I was going into the unknown. I didn't know
Yeah,
where it was going to take me,
yeah,
what path you had been down per se, and
yeah,
it was a scary thought in myself
mm,
to open up to a stranger,
yeah,
because
yeah,
then you was a stranger, but
yeah.
now I look at you as a very good friend, and I'm lucky enough to have you in my life and on my side really. And
Hmm.
yeah, so I reached out via a direct message just to
Yeah,
say, basically, I sort of just poured my heart out. I just said,
yeah.
I need help. And I've, I had other people prior to you, but they were women, and I couldn't seem to get the connection
Mm,
like I did with yourself, Keith. And
hmm.
I think that was more of a man to man thing,
Yeah,
where I think you could understand me a bit better than a woman sort of being my teacher, or like my consultant, as you can
yeah,
say.
yeah. No, I totally, I get what you mean, and I know that's not a diss on anyone you've previously worked with. It's it's been able to have that connection, definitely. We're not you're younger than me, but we're definitely of a similar ilk. We both of us are busy. We've got kids. We're
Yeah,
working dads. We're trying to look after our health, our mental health, our physical health, and being able to keep all those plates spinning. It's a job in itself, isn't it? And
100%
and
it is.
and you mentioned there about it being a scary thought when it's
Yeah,
so I the first thing I ever do when someone reaches out to me, the first thing I do is I say thank you first of all, and I say
yeah,
I'm well done, because nobody just wakes up and goes, I'm gonna message. It's
no,
usually on our mind, isn't it? It's
it
something that,
was
like, I feel like it's been building, and then often the time just feels right.
correct. It was building on my mind for months, probably years, I'd say. And I just kept covering it up with the same mistakes, to going out and abusing my body and abusing my brain and abusing
Mm.
myself to block it out.
Yeah.
And then, as you say, I finally plucked up the courage to, as I said, like earlier, like to speak to a stranger, to say, like,
Mm.
these are my problems. I'm putting my family at risk. I'm putting
Mm.
not just them, I'm putting myself at risk. And
Yes.
I sort of had to really reach out to someone, and you was the man. Now I thought, like, yes, like, this is the person I can reach out to, and I'm very grateful and and like, I count my blessings every day that I did reach out to you, because
Yeah.
you've, I can potentially say, you have saved my life, basically.
Well, I don't take those words lightly, and I struggle to take compliments, but I need to get better. So I appreciate
Yeah,
you saying that. I know you mean it, and I actually know how realistic that what you're saying, genuine it is. I appreciate that from you. Bring me back, because you were telling me when we first got talking, to your kind of earlier recruitment days. Let's call it like the Wolf of Wall Street days,
yeah,
because there were so many guys and girls
yeah.
who are earning good money early on in their careers. They might not be settled down yet, and they're often kind of living a life that's not quite what they want to live, but they really feel like there's an expectation, or this is what you do, big city, earning the money, go and do it. Just speak to that a little bit, Mark, because you were doing that for quite some time, and where did that kind of get you in the end?
So basically, as you said, it was so being a person that I was, I've always been involved with football, so I've always been around lads and that sort of environment. And being in that recruitment environment was your so-called lads, and it just came to a norm. As you said, you're earning very good money, and just came to a norm on Friday to go to the pub straight away, and that would lead to drinking drugs, and it would be excessive where you would spend 500-600 quid on a night out, and it
Mm,
wouldn't affect you. And it was coming to a point where it was every Friday, and like it was oh yeah, Mark, like it was all like a little nudge at lunchtime. March, we go to the pub, get a few
yeah,
drinks,
yeah,
and then that would lead to going on to per se, going on to the drugs, and
yeah,
to them it was normal because they didn't have families.
yeah.
And as I said, I've had a little baby boy who's 6 months old,
Mm,
and now I'm having another child. But when my little man was born, I'm doing this stupid mistakes and coming home and thinking it's normal to
yeah,
come home to be drunk and
yeah,
be under the influence when
yeah,
no parent or no father should come home and do that. And I really had to take my step away from that sort of work life. And I now have started a whole new job,
hmm,
still sort of lightly in recruitment, but it's not
yeah,
per se, but it's more within tech kind of people. So I've
yeah,
had to sort of switch up my, not myself, because I'm still myself, but I've had to switch up the people that I was around,
yeah,
because it weren't just the work, it was my friends as well. Like,
mm,
were they my friends?
yeah.
Now I look back, and it's easy to call someone your friend over drinking drugs when you're sitting around a table at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Exactly. And we spoke about that on some of the daily vlogs that come through. And one of them, it might be day 17 or 18, where it says you might have to leave some people behind. And that can sound a bit daunting at first. Well,
100%.
what do you mean I've got to leave some people behind? But what was that like for you? And just explain that to anyone who hasn't heard that phrase before.
So if to me, I was like, oh no, I'm never leaving my mates. But since I've stopped talking to two people that I was friends with for 13 years,
Mm,
because when I needed them at my most, they weren't there, and they was seeing the bullshit that I was doing. Sorry to swear, they were seeing the
mhm,
rubbish that I was doing,
mhm.
and they just continued to say, "Oh well, are you coming around for a session?"
Yeah.
But when I needed you, you was not there. And as I
Yeah.
said, I was friends with these people for 13,
Yeah.
14 years, and it broke my heart
Yeah.
to not speak to them no more and
Yeah.
not have them out.
And you know what? Sometimes them relationships can be rebuilt in the future, but sometimes in that moment, you've kind of got to go, guys, for now, I need to go on my own.
I've sort of had to press the reset button, to be honest with you, Keith.
Mm,
And um, as I said, like I moved down to London as well from Luton, where I was born. But I've had to press a whole reset button on everything
yeah.
within work colleagues, within friends. I've sort of had to, I'm just sort of starting again. Like I feel like I'm starting my life all over again,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I want to start a healthy life, a better life, and a life where if I would have continued my old life, I would have either probably killed myself or
Mm.
end up being homeless somewhere
Yeah.
and on the streets and
Hmm.
not having my family around. And it came close, as you know.
Yeah.
Um, don't get me wrong, people, like whoever will hear this and see that the 60 days is it's not an easy ride.
Yeah.
So don't think that I've done a week and you're gonna be changed, because no, per se, I'm the first one to admit I had slip ups
Yeah.
and I cried to Keith and said to him that I can't take this life no more. And I was having these thoughts because um, in your mind you feel, I've been clean a week or I've been clean
Mm.
2 weeks,
Yeah.
but you still have that demon on your shoulder. And until you realize and you actually come over that hurdle, and I tell you now, like as I said, people who are listening, the hurdle is massive.
Yeah.
And it ain't going to be no little climb. It will be a mountain to climb. And I'm still climbing. I'm not even halfway there,
Hmm.
but my mindset and everything is changed mentally now. To At first, when I spoke to Keith, I couldn't see no light at the end of the tunnel. My tunnel was closed. What I thought,
Yeah.
my
But
my tunnel was closed.
when we were in our kind of first earlier conversations, week 1, week 2, one thing that came across, Mark, to me so evident was you were so fed up, you were so drained with
So
where
drained.
you were at, and you knew where you wanted to get to, but you were just like, it can be tough. But hopefully that's where the program helped you, and to go hand in hand and step by step.
The program was amazing. Like just having, like I've got the best missus ever, and she helped me massively as well. But to have a male person there to not judge, um, not think anything bad of you, and yes, he understands when you make mistakes, because at the end of the day, it is an addiction and
Mm.
it does take hold of you. But you've you've sort of got to fight it, and the program will give you that person to hold your back,
Mhm.
give you a helping ear, like just listen to the words that you need, and he will tell you like pick your game up if you are doing
Yeah.
bad. So
Yeah.
don't think it's an easy ride, because it's
Yeah.
not. Like
Yeah.
me and Keith had some very heart to hearts, and he had to tell me about myself once or twice. But sometimes you need a kick up the arse, really.
Yeah. Yeah. I call
And
it, sometimes you need an arm around you, and sometimes you need that kick in the backside. So, Mark, if we were to say kind of now where you're at, and look, you're by no means saying you're the finished article, but from where you are now and what you're doing, just explain that to anyone that's listening to this about where you were, not exercising regularly, work was not consistent for you, and then your actual relationship, your closest relationship, weren't in the best state for where you wanted them to be.
so
Fast forward to
basically,
where you are now. How's that changed?
massively, like I'm starting a whole new diet plan. I'm playing football again. I'm joining up to the gym next week. I do nearly 12,000 steps a day at work,
Class.
just walking around the block. Um, I don't walk past a pub no more and go, oh, I want a beer.
Yeah.
Like, it don't even cross my mind no more. I'm making plans to go out with my mates,
Mm.
to get out there and not hide away, because it's easy to hide away and become clean, yes, but you still
Yeah.
need that sort of objects in your way to
Mm.
knock them down
Yeah.
and see what you can do. And I think, as I said, I'm going out this weekend and I've got it, and I've already told people I'm not drinking. This is not me no more. And
Yeah.
if this was me 60 days ago,
Yeah.
I think my drugs would have been ordered by now,
Yeah.
and
Planning.
I probably would have been on the beers from today. Like,
Exactly. Explain that then to people, because that's such a big thing. Because one of the things we talk about on the 60 day is plan a night out. Like you said, it's no, not that it's no good, but we don't want you just locked away, because we
no,
need you engaging in real life. And if you go to football, if you see guys, you've got to have those social connections.
you
So
have to.
how are you going to use that now to navigate a night out with the guys this Saturday? How's that going to look different?
So I've literally, it's my mate's 34th birthday, and they've put all together like a package for like drinks package. And I said, that's fine. You boys crack on. I'm still gonna come out, have a good time, have a dance, but I will either be on the water or a pop, like
Yeah.
a can of Coke.
Yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, there's still demons in my head that yes, like my boat can get rocked,
Yeah. Yeah.
but if I'm rocking the boat the right way,
Yeah.
then my sails are only going to go up higher, and I'm just going to go forward. I'm not going to go back.
Yeah.
But if people think, well, you think that you're here now, so you shouldn't have thoughts. No,
Mm.
you still do. You still have. Oh yeah, but I could just have one.
Mm.
But then your guard comes down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then that leads to two. Then your guard comes down even more. Then that could be, oh well,
I've
yeah.
done it now. Yeah. And I love that. What about relationships? Because look, we all have relationships with our partners, with our work colleagues, with our friends, with our children. How are your relationships richer now? How are they more authentic now? Being
Well,
sober, having been clean.
well, I explained before I was sober. Me and the missus were, we was we was basically at the end, and I was never brought up with a mum and dad together. So one thing I always promised myself was, when I have a kid with someone, I want to be together forever with that woman.
Mm.
And my lies and my deceiving behaviors was what I was doing under the influence was causing a massive bridge and a massive gap between me and her.
Mm.
And it was horrible. It was terrible. It was just nothing. It was nothing she was doing. It was me. I was draining the relationship.
Yeah.
I was causing problems, but I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
I blamed everybody else apart from
Mm.
myself.
Yeah.
Now we can't love each other anymore.
Yeah.
As I said, we're bringing another baby into the world. We come home, we cook together, we watch TV programs
Hmm.
together. We're in bed early.
Yeah.
We're a couple.
I love it.
At e- we're not at
Yeah.
each other's necks
I
and
love it. And it's so
doing
much nicer, isn't it? Just like going to bed, work, eat, rest, exercise, talk. That's living. That's
like
it.
life hasn't been like I don't think I haven't been this happier in life since I was probably 16.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love it. I love it. I can tell. I can tell. And like, what would you say then for anyone who's, I don't know, in a similar position? Their relationships have deteriorated. They're struggling to exercise regularly. If that's something that they want to do professionally, they're not hitting the targets. What would you say to them?
Don't give up. One thing, do not give up. I know you're in a tough place right now and
Mm.
you are struggling, but there are people out there help. And I tell you now, if you are struggling, do this program massively. Because this program here will help you massively. But you're you're not a bad person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stop thinking you are, because yeah, you're making mistakes, you're making lies, but you're not yourself. So
Yeah.
come away from that, seek the help that you need, yes. And Keith will give you every bit of advice and every bit of help you need. But one thing that I've learned from Keith and my missus is love yourself first.
Mm.
Get back to loving yourself and just just knowing that there is light at the end of the tunnel and
Yeah.
life can be so much better
Yeah.
without covering it up or missing
Yeah.
it up with drink or drugs. Because yes, at the time that you do take it, it's the best time of your life. I know,
Mm.
I've been there,
Mm.
but the come downs and that, it
Mm.
ain't worth it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. And waking up fresh every day is the best feeling and the best thing I could ask for. I'm up at 4 every morning, getting everything prepared for work and everything,
Nice.
and it's just a whole different light I look at life now.
Yeah. So you're up at 4 a.m. You're getting kid stuff prepped, your own
Yeah,
work prepped.
yeah, everything.
Talk me through then a day now in the life for Mark from early morning then. Talk me through that.
So my new job now is I work with all my clients in the Middle East, in Dubai and Saudi Arabia. So I have to work on their time zone. So I start work at 7 in the morning. So my
Mhm.
morning routine is basically I wake up at 4, plot around for a little bit, put a bit of music on. I make my little man a bottle,
Mhm.
uh, tidy up a bit around the house, like put a bit of washing away, do that, leave, get myself ready, wash my face, everything. Probably leave the house for about 5:30, 5:45, take a walk down to my tube station,
Yeah.
into work for 7,
Yeah.
on the phone,
Yeah.
calls straight away to all my clients in Dubai,
Mhm.
sourcing them, speaking to them about work. 12 o'clock, have a spot of lunch, finish work at 4,
Yeah.
walk, take another 20-minute walk back to the tube station to
Mhm.
get my little bit of exercise in.
Yeah.
Home for about 5, play with my kids for an
Yeah.
hour,
Yeah.
cook dinner, a little bit of TV, in bed by 9. And
Class.
that routine there now is it's everything. It's
Yeah.
one thing I've learned from you, as I said per se, and I say the wife is structure and
Yeah.
organization.
Love it.
Having structure in your life is the best thing ever. Like if you plan yourself right for the week or you plan
Mhm.
yourself right for that day, you will succeed.
I think we need structure. Honestly, I think there's so many guys, especially, and we need it. And it's easier because when there's gray areas, it's like that terminology. The devil makes work for idle hands. It's like idle minds. It's like when you've got boom, 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 get up, gym, walk, work, eat, sleep, repeat. It's like I know what my week is like, and it makes me happy.
100%. 100%. Like now, like as I said, I'll do like maybe 10 more minutes on my laptop, we'll send a few emails. Me and the missus have some dinner, kids
Yeah,
will go to bed. We'll watch an episode of Peaky Blinders or whatever.
yeah,
Into bed, same again tomorrow.
right.
And
Love it.
having that structure in life, it changes your life massively. And I think having a partner that's on the same page as you, excuse me, makes life 10 times easier.
Yeah, totally. Mark,
10
tell me
times
what are
easier.
your hopes, dreams, aspirations for the next kind of 3, 6, and 12 months? What do you want to do and achieve?
Well, 3 months. I'm looking to. I want to lose a stone in 3 months, or a stone and a half, potentially, probably a bit more. But I'm going to go for a stone.
Yeah,
Um, I want to start saving money. I want to put money aside from like me and myself. I've set myself a 5 to 10 grand saving at the end of the year.
lovely.
That's the end of the year that I've set. We want to put a bit of money away for holidays
Yeah.
throughout the year.
Hmm.
Um, just really start treasuring my family. Really, that's what I
Yeah.
want to do. But yeah, my first goal is to do a stone and a half, probably in 3 months. That's what I want to do. I want to get back down to my playing weight,
Love it.
and then my long term goal is potentially 5 to 10 grand savings, just to move forward with everything. Really, I've got
Love
my
it.
little boy's birthday in July, so we're gonna have a big first birthday party for him.
Class.
So yeah, just I've just got a few small goals, just making sure
Love it.
that
Yeah.
like as one of the main big goals is to never touch a drink again or never touch drugs again in my
Mate,
life. So
love it. And here's the thing. You can make goals, can't you? You can set goals when you know you can do it. Because we all kind of talk so much BS when you're in that spiral of abusing alcohol or drugs, but it never will materialize because there'll always
no,
be a story you're telling yourself. If you're on the straight and narrow, you can make plans all the way through and then hit them.
it's true.
Yeah,
You can.
I love it.
You
So,
can.
goalkeeper, you're my enemy on the football field because I like to
Yeah.
score goals. Your job is
Yeah.
to stop them.
Yeah.
Um, and you're hoping that, well, not hoping, but it'll also improve the goalkeeping and
Yeah.
your all round fitness as well.
Yeah. That's what I want. Just want to start feeling good. Like as I said, I'm feeling amazing now, but I want to start feeling even more better and
Yeah,
like just not worry about back problems or worry about knee
Yeah.
problems. Just
Yeah.
start feeling good within myself. Like I'm feeling very good within myself. Like I'm taking pride within myself again, where I
Yeah.
weren't taking pride. But yeah, so it's just slowly, step by step. But yeah, the steps are going forwards and not backwards. So
Lovely.
I can only thank you so much for that, and just keep, as I said, just keep stepping. And yes, it's going to be step by step at a time, one step at a time. But then them steps will turn into bigger strides, and then bigger strides will turn into jogging. Then that jogging will turn into running, and before you know it, I'll look back at this year, and or I'll look back at the last, say, 10 years of drinking drug abuse to myself, and just say why.
Yeah.
Because that's the biggest question. Why? Why did I do it?
But you're doing it, and I love it, and you should be proud of it yourself. And you're doing it for yourself, for your family. Mark Blower, thank you so
No,
much.
thank you, Keith. No, thank you so much.
Appreciate
As
you
I
being
said,
so honest as well.
it's been a changing experience, and like they all say, I wish I'd done it earlier, but hey, I'm here
You're
now.
doing it. You're doing it. Thank you so much, Mark Blower.
Lovely.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much, Keith. Take care.